This video is brought to you by America First Insight. Help support the growing conservative movement by becoming a member today. And if you want to support this channel, you can also use the code REAL when becoming a member. Thank you and enjoy the video. As everybody probably knows, 2026 is not looking that good for Democrats, which we've gone over this many times before. The map just is not looking good for them at all. The environment's looking pretty bad. And there is another factor that we really have not discussed as of now, and that's, of course, the Democrat Party itself. Let's face it, this party has no clue what the hell they're doing. This party's ran by idiots. They're incompetent, they're delusional, they're out of touch, they have no clue what's going on. And this article from NBC News, I think, really demonstrates how out of touch and really how out of sorts this party really is. Look at this headline. More Democrats are facing well-funded primary challengers as the party reckons with its future. And I really want to talk about this because this is the third big reason why I think 2026 is not going to be this magical blue wave bigger than 2018 or like 2006 or whatever. I think 2026, it could be a blue wave, I guess. But the more you look at it, the less likely it seems that this is going to be this huge historical 50-point swing across the board. It's just not going to happen. Whether it's the current state of redistricting, whether it's the fact that Trump is still, relatively speaking, popular compared to his first term, and, well, the Democrat Party, they have no clue what they're doing. The Democratic Party's ongoing reckoning is fueling more primaries against longtime lawmakers, new fundraising reports show. The latest in a string of signs that some veteran Democrats next year may face their toughest challenges yet. 14 House Democrat incumbents are facing primary challengers who raised $100,000 or more in the most recent fundraising quarter, with 9 also outraised by their primary opponents. Yeah, this does not sound like one single lawmaker that's going down. This sounds like a generational shift. This sounds like a once-in-a-lifetime shift in the Democrat Party, because these are longtime lawmakers. They've been there for like 20, 30 years in some cases. They've been there for a long time. The number includes some challengers who are pouring their own money into campaigns against entrenched incumbents, seeing the possibility of a rare political opportunity. It is rare for a sitting House member to lose a primary. Just 4 of the hundreds who ran for re-election last year, 2 Democrats and 2 Republicans, lost their bids for renomination. And it's a very rare feat. I mean, yes, sometimes you see people like Liz Cheney go down in flames. Like, you see that happen once in a while, but like NBC News says, it's not this super common thing to happen. It is super rare for a reason. Incumbents, they usually raise a bunch of money, especially compared to challengers for obvious reasons. Like, yeah, they've been in office, they have campaign infrastructure, they know what they're doing. So yeah, and they have connections. So yeah, they're going to raise a bunch of money. But right now, there's a bunch of Democrats across the board. They're facing serious primary challengers. And this is just the fundraising. This does not include candidates that enter the race like last quarter, like in Maine 2nd, which I know that sounds crazy. Like, wait, what? You have a serious Democrat candidate, the state auditor, trying to primary out Jared Golden in a Trump plus like 8 seat. The one Democrat that can win that seat, they're trying to take him out. So this number is probably closer to like 25, 30, which is just utter insanity. Like, why? These primary challenges, especially these more competitive seats, they don't usually go well. Just look at what happened in 2022. Yeah, Republicans won the generic ballot, sure, but they took a small House majority. It was pathetic. They should have had like a 20-seat majority, but they didn't. And a big reason why they failed to have any kind of majority after 2022 were because of serious primary challenges across the board. It's like, did these idiots learn nothing from 2022? The Democrat Party, they are not learning from the Republican Party's mistakes. But the angst within the Democrat Party about its direction is providing more financial fuel for primary challengers than in recent years. Just 5 House Democrats face primary challengers who raised over $100,000 at this point in the 2024 election cycle, according to a review of campaign finance filings from October of 2023. So yeah, this proves that this is insane. How many Democrats right now are facing significant challenges. The reports filed Wednesday with the FEC, which detailed fundraising from July through September, also shed new light on inter-party fights among Republicans and on the key House and Senate races that will decide which party controls each chamber in next year's midterm elections. And yeah, there are some Republican infighting. Like, you're going to have a massive primary in, like, Thomas Massey seat in Kentucky. Like, yeah, it's not just Democrats facing this problem. But at the same time, right now, the Democrat Party, they're the ones facing these serious primaries across the board. It's not just one or two like the Republicans. It's like basically every competitive Senate seat, you have a serious primary, which we'll get to that in a second. A lot of House seats as well. Republicans have like 2 or 3 in the House where it's like, yeah, we're trying to take out Thomas Massey or whatever. Democrats in competitive states and districts continue to rake in eye-popping sums, but the new reports show that dollars are also now flowing to Democratic primary challengers in deep blue parts of the country, as these candidates work to reshape their party following the President Trump's 2024 victory. And this is the funny part about this. Basically, like 99% of these people running, they are trying to primary out these Democrats, not from the right, not trying to make the party more moderate, more, halfway sane. No, these people are the type that really believe that Kamala Harris in 2024 lost because she was too conservative. She was too much of a moderate or some crap. And yes, these people exist. These people are trying to take out these Democrats from the left. It's like, wait, what? The average Democrat in the House and the Senate, they vote in line with each other 95% of the time, 98% of the time. But the Democrat Party is so deranged, they're so delusional, that if you are not 100%, no, really, these people expect you to be 105% in line with you. If you're not in line 105% of the time, no matter how crazy this shit is, you get a primary challenge. And the Democrat base, they love it. 2 House Democratic primary challengers raised over $1 million in the most recent fundraising quarter. Venture capitalist Eric Jones, 34, who contributed $149,000 of his own money, and is challenging California Democrat Congressman Mike Thompson, 74, and former Hartford Mayor Luke Brandon, 46, who is challenging 77-year-old Congressman John Larson, a Connecticut Democrat. Thompson raised $612,000 over the same period, and Larson raised $809,000. And even if these Democrats win, which I should be clear about, these candidates more than likely, they're going to win. All right, these incumbents, most of them will hold on. But the point is, this money, it should not be spent in Connecticut. It should not be spent in, like, California. This is money that's being wasted on these nonsensical primaries for no reason. It's a crazy thing. Like, back in 2022, it made sense because, let's face it, there were a bunch of shitty Republicans back then. They sucked on the issues. They were incompetent. And there's still a lot of them now. But in 2022, it was bad. Like Liz Cheney, she's the congresswoman from Wyoming, the most Republican state. It's like, yeah, these people gotta go. And again, some of it backfired, like in Washington, I get that. But the majority of the primary challenges, they were successful. They were good. It just, some areas, they went way too far. I get that. They wasted a lot of money. But now it's like, wait, these Democrats, they vote in line with each other 99% of the time. So what the hell are these people doing? 3 Democratic primary challengers also raised $500,000 in the most recent quarter. Former Biden White House aide Jake Levine, who is challenging Congressman Brad Sherman in California, Town Councilman Jack Perry, who is also running against Larson in Connecticut, and healthcare executive Quincy Burraby, who is running against Representative Steny Hoyer in Maryland. Both Perry and Burraby are almost entirely self-funded, which again, they're just wasting money. It's like, wait, what? You're running like 3 candidates in the same race. They're all raising like 500,000, 1 million. It's like, really? You're spending this much money? And the incumbent as well has to spend money. So it all adds up. Like, even if like Sherman wins or whatever, Larson, guess what? That's a lot of money going down the toilet. Sherman raised $322,000, while Hoyer, a former top Democratic leader, just raised $43,000 in the most recent quarter, one of the lowest sums of any House Democrat. He ended September with $440,000 in his campaign account. This is insane. All this money that could be spent in competitive seats, like, I don't know, in Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, I don't know, Arizona. This money is instead like being wasted in the most Democrat parts of the country. And it's like they're all fighting each other, and like it's so insane. Like, well, why? This amount of money should not be spent in races that these Democrats are not even like dinos. They're not like voting against a party half the time. These Democrats are voting in line like 99% of the time. So, what are we doing here? Meanwhile, the top Democratic fundraiser in the House was Congresswoman AOC of New York, who raised nearly $4.5 million from July through September, followed by House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, who raised $2.8 million. This is pathetic. AOC's raising a bunch of money for obvious reasons. Like, yeah, she is a very strong fundraiser. But it's like this money's being all wasted, and the more you look at it, you have a bunch of primaries across the board and other seats that are not mentioned here. It's just, why? They're all wasting money, and like right here, a Tennessee State Representative, Justin Pearson, announced last week that his campaign raised $200,000 in the first 36 hours after launching his primary run against Democrat Congressman Steve Cohen, who raised basically nothing in the third quarter. It's like, why? Is Steve Cohen this MAGA Democrat or whatever? No. It's like these people are so batshit crazy. They're running everywhere. They're wasting all this money and time on safe Democrat seats, on races that, frankly, are just ludicrous. It's just wow. Wow, wow, wow. What are Democrats doing here? Republicans, meanwhile, they don't have to really worry about any of this. Like, yeah, you have Thomas Massie. Yeah, you got the Arizona governorship, but really, there's nothing like this happening, especially to the scale. Outside of maybe Thomas Massie, there is nothing like this happening at all within the GOP. I'm just stunned. These people are delusional. And NBC News, I forgot to mention, they do bring up the Senate. Because the Senate right now is a shit show. Just look at Maine, look at Michigan, look at potentially Minnesota. You look at all these swing states. They're all disasters. They're all spending millions of dollars. And now Massachusetts, same deal. They're all fighting each other because the other person is not far left enough. Even though these people, they all vote the same. They have basically the same voting record, but these people are so delusional, they really think the other person is this MAGA Democrat. He's working with Trump. Like, really? That's your plan here? To say everybody else is a MAGA Democrat or whatever? It's a joke. And this right here is why I think Democrats, they're in a lot of trouble for next year. Redistricting already a disaster. They're going to get killed on that front. They're still very unpopular, and say what you will about Trump and the Republican Party, at least Trump is basically like 48-50, you know, like he's below water by 2, which is like a 12-point swing from 2017, way better. And Republicans, yeah, they're low, but they're not -40, -50. And now you have Democrats doing these nonsensical primaries across the board. And yeah, they mentioned a couple GOP primaries, like in Georgia. There's one in Texas. I get that. There's some, I should mention those for the Senate. I get that. But that's a different story. Georgia's an open seat. Democrats have the seat, but you get the point that Republicans, they're trying to find a candidate. So that's a different story. And the bozo in Texas, John Cornyn, he sucks. He's like objectively shit if you're a Republican. That's a different story than, oh, Steve Cohen in Tennessee, he votes 99% of the time with us, but he's a MAGA Republican for whatever reason. It's just, wow. Wow, wow, wow. This party has lost it completely. And if they keep this up, they're losing next year. But anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. Godspeed to all of you.